All right, hello everyone. So I know on this site we have add to cart button, but as you can see currently it does nothing. So I think what would be nice or what how we can do justice to this is by adding a shopping cart. So we're gonna make this work and we're gonna show the number of items. So let's tackle that. All right, so what I will do is I'll come over here to my components and we'll create a new folder and we will call it cart and then we'll create a file. All right, so within this file, what we can do is close this first. And what I'll do is also export default function cart like so. And then what I can do is for starters, I will come here and we need the cart to be a drawer. And what I want this to happen is stick from the right. So what I'll do is I'll come here and I'll say drawer like so. And let's open it by default so we can see what we're working with. And then for now, I'll just put H1, let's say my cart. All right. So with that done, then what I'll do is I'll go back and let's go to my app.js. And maybe after the app drawer, whatever, I can say cart. So if I save it, and there you go. So we see our cart now. If we watched the previous tutorial, you remember that we modified the base drawer. So we need to change this one to be a bit different. All right, so I can go back to the cart and we can play around with the stuff here. So first things first, I want this to stick from the right side. So what I can do is I can use the anchor for that, and I'll say right. Let's save that. So there you go. That fixes that problem. Now the other problem is the background. I want it to be white, and I want the border radius to be 0. So how can we do that? Well, for that you're gonna tackle the or touch the paper props. So that's what you're gonna do, and then this is an object, and within that, then I can do SX, right? And let me close this. So what I'll do is, first of all, I'll do width. So for now, we will just stick that at 500. And then the background, I'll do colors. That's from our theme. If I can obtain it, no, okay. So I'll say light gray, and then the border radius will make that 0. Now, of course, the colors is not defined, so we need to bring that in. So what I'll do is I'll say import colors from, and that's in our styles. So this is styles theme. Okay, so let's save it, and there you go right away. So that changes that, and now what we need to do is we need to add stuff to the cart. So how is this going to work? Well, I don't want to pass products into the cart. Reason being is the cart is sitting right here pretty much at the app level. So it'll be very challenging for me to get products from the products component and then pass it here, then pass it back in. So that's definitely not a very good architecture. So we need a better way of doing this, like a centralized way of doing this. So I'm done with this. I can close this. And what we can do is we can use context for that. So if I come here and I remember we did this context, and I'll just use the UI context for that. And we need a couple of things. So, well, two things. We need to keep track of the products in the cart, and we need to show and hide the cart. So I will come here and I'll say const cart set cart, right? And it will be an array. So an empty array. And then the other thing we need is we need a way to show the card, right? So it's a set show card. All right, and we'll use state and we'll say false. All right, so then we can add that to our value thingy. So let me quickly add that. All right, so with these done, and of course I'm missing the cart. That's very important. Now with these done, then every time we add a product, we're going to add that to the cart, and then it'll be automatically displayed here. So I think that's pretty cool. So now before we start using this, I think it'll be wise to create a hook, and then we can utilize that hook to do the addition to the card or remove from the card. So I'll come here and I'll add a new file and I'll say use card. Okay, with that done, then what we can do is we can say function use card. All right, so this will take a product, right? And then what I can do is I can say const cart and I can say set cart. Now this is what, remember, we added in that UI context, so I can use that here. Let me close that. Okay, and so we need two things. So the first thing is add to cart. I can say const add to cart is just a function. All right, so what will happen is when I click the add to cart button and the text should change to remove from cart. When I click that, then it should remove from cart, so things like that. So what we'll do is we'll do cart like find index. If it's in the cart, then we want to remove it, and if it's not, then we add it. So things like that. All right, so I'll say cart, and it says c.id equals product.id. So if this is greater than or equal to 0, means it is present in the cart, right? Then what we want to do is we add it to the cart, right? So what we can do is we can say cart dot filter, right? And we can say c.id does not equal to product.id. Otherwise, we do set cart, we add it, and it says c, and then this is the spread operator. So you spread the array and then you add your new product like so. All right. So this is what we do. We say that find the index of the item in the cart. If the item exists, then we basically call the cart.filter on the cart array. And what we're saying is give me all the products except the one that we just clicked on because we want to remove it. If this is negative, meaning the product does not exist, then you take your cart array, spread it, and then add the product. Fairly straightforward. Now the other thing I need is when I click on the add to cart, I want to change the text to remove from cart. So for that, what I can do is I can say const add to cart text, right? And this will be pretty much the same idea where I will try to find the item in the cart, right? And that's not what I want, but anyways. So if it's already in the cart, then I'll say remove from cart. Otherwise, we will say add to cart. All right, so with those two out of the way, then all we need to do is we need to say add to cart and add to cart text. We're going to return these so we can use them. And finally, I need to do export default use cart so that we can use the hook. Very nice. Okay, now with that done, I don't need this one. And then I can come over here and start using this. All right, so I'll bring in a couple of things here. I'll do const and I'll say cart set show cart, right? And we will use this from here. And then the other thing I also need is we have done this before, is for the media query thingy. So I'll say use theme. All right. And then the other thing I need is this matches thing. And I'll say use media query, and we'll do theme dot breakpoints dot down and medium. All right. So of course we need to bring these in. So I am not going to type this because I have done this a lot in the past. So I can just use them like that. All right, so I'll save this. And of course, there is an error. And okay, well, it already brought that for me, which is nice. All right, so what do I need? Well, I need to, first of all, instead of this, I can do show card. So that should hide that, which is great. All right, and the other thing we need to do is I need to hook this into here. So when I click add to cart, we start adding stuff to cart. But before I do that, why don't I go ahead and add the stuff here so that we can show the cart content. All right, so what I'll do is I'll come here and I'll say const cart content is equal to. All right, so we'll go over the cart with the map function. And I'll say for each item in the cart, and we'll do it like that. All right, so what we need is a box, right? And of course, if you're doing map, you need a key, and the ID will be the item.id. All right, and so that's that. So I will create another box. All right, and it's going to have a display of flex. And then we're going to give some SX, so padding top of 2, padding bottom of 2, and the rest is just pretty straightforward. Right, so I got that. So now for the image, I will just use the avatar because that will be it's a little, I thought is better in this situation. Now, one problem is that we're adding this code, but we're not seeing any action. So I think it will be wise for us to add something to the card, show it, and then add this code. So for that, what I'll do is I will come here and maybe I can do card content. Okay, so that's one thing I need to do. But before I do that, I think we need to go ahead and add some stuff to the card. All right, so if I come here to products, single product desktop, and this is where we can manage that. So as you remember, we created that hook, so we can use it here. And what I will do is I'll come here, oops, here, and I can do const to add to cart, and we will say add to cart text, right? And this is coming from that hook. So we'll say use cart. There we go. And then what's the product? Well, we are already passing the product here, so we can use it. Right. All right. So how do we use this? We come here and there's this button product add to cart, and we can do like this. We can say on click, and we say add to cart like that. All right, so that will take care of that. And then here I have this add to cart, so I can replace this with add to cart text. So that should take care of the text for us. All right, now the other thing is I would like to show a badge with the content. So we need to show that. And for that, we need to go to the app bar right here and actions, and we will take care of that over here. So what I can do is I can do const, I can say cart and set show cart. And we can say use UI context like so. All right, so where do we add that? So as you can see, we have the shopping cart icon, and we're gonna wrap this in the badge. So I'll say badge, there we go, and we'll say badge content. Okay, what's the content? Well, if there's item in the cart, then you just show the length of it. And let's give it a color of secondary. All right, and then I'll take the shopping cart icon and add that here. Now I am getting this. Yeah. All right. So that's that. And the other thing is when we click on the shopping cart, I would like to show the shopping cart. So I'll say on click equals, and we will just do set show cart to true, like that. All right. So there you go. We can show the cart. Currently, there's no way of us of getting rid of it, but we'll get to that. So, but let's come here, and if I do, let me do this. So if I come here and I'll say add to cart, nice. You can see that one there. If I add, there's a two, and as you can also see the text. If I do remove from cart, and you can see the item gets removed from cart. I think that's great. All right, so the one of the problem that we were seeing is I am unable to close the cart, and that's because if I come here, then we don't have anything for the drawer. All right, so if I come here to the drawer, and maybe I can do on close, right? And what you want to do is just hook in a function, and you do set show cart false. All right, and let's there you go. So that fixes that problem. When I click away, yeah. All right, so let me add these two items, and then I'll show the card. As you can see, currently I am not seeing anything on the card, so I think we should go ahead and fix that. So we're here in the card, so let's do that. All right, so starting here is we'll start with the avatar. So I'll say avatar, and then the source will be item, oh, item.image. All right, and you want to give it a bit of width and height, so I'll just stick to 96 of it and height of 96. All right, let's see what that gives us. Okay, good for starters, I guess. And then the other thing we need is maybe a bit of a margin, so I'll say margin right of 2. We're not going to see anything yet, but we'll get to that. All right, then what I need is a box, and we'll say display of flex and flex direction of column. And this is where we display the name. So the typography variant is H6. Okay, and I'll do item.name. Let's see this. All right, that's all the way in the end. All right, and then the other thing I need is typography, and we'll say variant subtitle 2, not 12. And what do I put here? I put item.description. Okay, so we got that. Now after this, then what I need is the price. So I'll say typography with a variant equal to body 1, and we'll say justify. Wanna stick this to the end, and I'll do item the price. Okay, so you got your price, and then after this box, I think what we should do is just stick a divider. So I'll say divider, and the variant will be inset. Let's see this. Okay, so we have something going on. Of course, not the most pretty in the world, but we're gonna fix this. So because what we need is we need some sort of a title. And all right, so within the drawer, I got my content. So what I can do is I can come here and say box. All right, and we'll just give it SX padding of 4, right? So I'll stick the content in here so we can see this. There you go, that's coming along. And then we also need to do our display, justify, and all that. So I'll just quickly type that. All right, so far that doesn't do anything because we haven't added anything yet. So what I'll do is I'll say typography and variant will be H3 and a color will be colors black. And what do I want? I'll just say your cart like so. So there you go, that's your cart. Now the other thing I need is maybe some marketing message. So for that I will add another typography. You know what, I'm lazy, I'll copy this. All right, and what do I need for this one? I will put body one and I need muted. All right, and this is lorem ipsum, so I'll just grab it from where I have to grab. All right, so you got your lorem ipsum stuff. And so now what I need is I need to take this card content and I'm going to stick this in a paper. So I'll say paper. And what I need is, let me close this. All right, and then I'll take this and save it. So as you can see, there's that elevation going on and things are a little bit here and there. So let's fix that. So the first thing is let's take care of this elevation. I'm going to make this 0. That's 1. Then the other thing is I need to give it some margin on the top. So it's a margin top of 2. And let's give it a width of, I don't know, 90%. Will that do anything? Yeah. And then what I also need is maybe a bit of padding. Okay. And we'll just give it a, well, it already has a background of white. So I'm not going to do, oh, I'm not going to do anything here. So we will leave that as is. Now the final thing is we need a button at the bottom so that people can organize this, so people can proceed to payment. So I'll do a button SX margin top of 4 and we will make it contained, and we will just do process proceed to payment like so. All right, so button is not defined and that's okay. We will bring it in. Okay, so here's your button. Of course, it's not doing anything. In future videos, we'll maybe connect this to PayPal or something else, but for now, it's there. All right, so there you go. You got your shopping cart, and I think it's looking good for desktop. Let's go take a look at mobile and see what the heck is going on. All right, so here I am on mobile. So let's add. All right, so first thing first, the buttons are not changing. Nothing is being shown here. I mean, I'm seeing the card, but I'm not able to close it. So yeah, things are not great. So for that, we will come here to the single product, and this is the mobile version, and we will fix this. All right, so what we will do is we will come here and we will do const add to cart and then add to cart text and use cart. That's the hook that we created. See, that's the benefit of creating that hook. If you didn't have the hook, then you would have to repeat that whole process here again. But thanks to the hook, we can reuse it. Okay, so that's that. Then we have this product add to cart button. So I will do on click is equal to add to cart, right? That's one. Now we have this add to cart text. So let's fix that. So I will do add to cart text like so. So this should take care of that. And then what we need is now just do a refresh. All right, and if I come here and click it, okay, so there you go. we are now seeing that. If I click on the shopping cart, okay, as you can see, it's not looking great. Things are not centered, so we need to use that media query that we talked about, and we'll fix that. And the other problem also I see is there's no way of me closing this, so maybe we need to add a button. So if I come back to my cart, yeah, right here. So let's fix this issue first. And the way we're gonna do this, if I come to my drawer, yeah, there we go. So you can see this is 500. So what I need to do now, I need to say if we are on mobile devices, just make it 100%. Otherwise, make it 500. So right away that fixes that problem. And the other thing I want to do is maybe take this text and have it at the bottom because it's kind of, I don't like the way it looks. So we need to fix that. And the way we're going to do this is we're going to come here and I'll copy this line. Whoop. Okay. And then I will bring it here right above the divider. And then I will do, if we are on mobile, then only show this line, right? And then this line will be used for desktop if we are not on mobile. So I'll say not matches, and so let's see how that looks. Great. So as you can see on mobile, now it moved here because this is working, and then on desktop this will be working. So we'll see that on desktop. Now the other thing I also want to fix is when the cart is empty, currently still showing your cart and blah blah blah. So I think it'll be nice to just show something like your cart is empty or things like that. So for that I will come here, and I think we will do it here, and I'll do if cart dot length is greater than 0, then we display one thing, otherwise we display something else. So I will take all of this. All right, let me take all of this, the box. So if card.length is greater than 0, then I want to display that. Otherwise, we're going to display a text or something. So what I'll do is I'll come here and I'll do a box, right, like so. And then in that, I'll do typography with a variant. Now, I want to do the variant based on the device. I'll say if we are on mobile, then I want to show H5. Otherwise, on big devices, we're going to do H3. And the color will be colors.black, black. All right, and we will just simply say your card is empty with a exclamation mark. All right, so that take care of that. And then also what I want to do is, let me go over here. Did I do this right? If card.length, all right, so I guess, whoa, I think I just got rid of everything. All right, that's what I wanted. Okay, so I'll save this. And what I want is maybe center this and give it some padding. So let me quickly type that. All right, so we just center this. Now, of course, you're not going to see this because we currently have stuff in the cart, but let me do a refresh. All right, so now if I show the cart, then that's what I meant. Your cart is empty. So that's what this is displaying currently. And now let's switch to desktop and take a look. All right, so I'm on desktop, and if I look at the cart, it says your cart is empty. So this is what I meant. That's what basically that thing is doing. So let me add something to the cart, add to cart. Then let me see the card, and now we are seeing this. Now it'll be nice to add a button that we can click, and we can also dismiss the card. So I can say button on click, and I'll do set show card false, and I'll just do close like so. So if I click it, that gets rid of the card. Now let's take a look at the mobile. All right, so if I click on the card, here we go. Your card is empty. I can close it. I think that's great. So that works. Now, one problem I see that when I come here, the text is in the wrong place. It should be like this. Yay, that's what I meant. All right, so let's look at, so that's mobile. Let's add something. Let's add this bag. Let's add maybe this bag. Let's look at the cart. So there you go. You got your items. Now, as a challenge, I would like you guys to add a button here. So you can do remove from cart and then also maybe add change the quantity. You have seen how I done the quantity thing before. So as a challenge, I would like you guys to, or girls, to go ahead and add a button here where I can remove the item from the cart and also at the same time change the quantity. So that's a challenge. And then let's look at the desktop and your cart is empty. See the font is bigger. So let me add this one. I'm going to go to the next page and let's add maybe this one. All right, and let's look at the cart. All right, so same thing. The challenge is to add a button to remove from cart and change the quantity. And there you go. So now your cart is complete. We're gonna take this in the next couple of videos, maybe tie this to a payment processor. And what one other thing I would like to add to this is how we can use maybe add a button. So let's say you purchase something, you're not ready, you want to save it for later. So we can add a button here where we will email this list to the customer, and then they can get an email with their items, so they can come back to their cart anytime. And so that will require us to do profile, and we will use AWS Lambda function and AWS Cognito. So stick around, that's coming, and that will be it for now. Bye.